Hi, everyone, and welcome to Money Talk Monday. I'm Angela Moore. I'm a certified financial planner and financial coach, and I'm also the founder of Modern Money Advisor and Modern Money Education. And today I want to talk to you about student loan interest. Specifically, why are your student loan balances increasing when you've been paying them every month? That is the question. So first of all, the reason why you've been paying on your student loans for months or maybe years and you haven't seen the balance go down is because every month that you make a payment, there's a certain amount of interest that is being charged to you on a monthly basis. When you get a student loan or any kind of loan for that matter, you're charged an annual percentage rate, an APR. And that percentage rate is how much you are going to pay in interest on the balance of whatever you owe. Typically, that annual interest rate is broken down into a monthly interest rate. That's my daughter knocking on the door. Okay, we're going to continue. It's broken down into a monthly interest rate. And every month, there's a certain amount of interest. So let's say that you have massive reasonable student loans, and your payment, and let's say the interest on the loan is $600 every month. But let's say that you're only making a payment of $200 a month. So you're making a payment of $200 a month, but the interest that is that is being charged on that loan is $600 a month. That means that $200 payment you're making is mostly pretty much all going to interest. And then you have $400 of interest that was owed that you did not pay. And that's getting added on to your student loan. So that's why you're seeing your loan balance go up. I've had situations that I've seen, people that I've worked with, where they've come out of school with $200,000 of student loan debt and they defer that student loan for a year. They don't make any payments. And next thing you know, that student loan is almost $300,000. The reason why is because there's interest accruing every month and every year, and they're not paying the interest. Or let's say you're on some type of income-based repayment plan and you're paying the bare minimum on your student loans. Well, chances are that payment is not covering the interest that's due on the loan. That interest is not going away. It doesn't just magically disappear. They are adding that interest back onto the loan. So that's really, really important to know. Number two, your interest rate might be high. I see all the time student loans where the interest rate is 7%. That's the average of what I see. 7% is a lot of money, especially on a debt that's basically secured. You can't file bankruptcy to get rid of it for the most part. You can't just not pay it because they can and often do garnish your wages. So basically you have to pay it. And a lot of times there is a high interest rate. I have also seen low interest rates. Just so you know, there are sometimes low interest rates out there. I've seen interest rates as low as 2% on student loans. So if you have a high interest rate, it might behoove you to see if you qualify or if it makes sense for you to refinance those student loans and get a lower interest rate so that your payment is not all going to interest every month, or so that less of your payment is going to interest and so that more of your payment is going to actually paying down the principal. Now, caveat, you have to be careful about refinancing student loans because some of you have federal student loans. Some of you have private student loans. If you have federal student loans, there's a ton of protections that you have. And if you go refinance those federal student loans to a private student loan, you're going to lose those protections. So I recommend that you go sit with a student loan expert. There's not a lot of them out there. My business partner, Arielle, specializes in student loans. So you want to find someone like her that has credentials and expertise around student loans. Because if you go to someone who doesn't know what they're talking about, they're just going to tell you, oh, pay the student loans down. That's not always the best advice. So you want to go to someone who actually knows what they're talking about in relation to student loans. Number three, you may not be signed up for the best payment program. So student loans are extremely complex. Like I said, I'm a certified financial planner. I've been a financial advisor for over 16 years now. And I have a master's degree in financial planning. And let me tell you, a few years ago, I went to an 8-hour student loan planning training, and I was mind blown. It was so complicated. I was just like blown away by it. I couldn't believe how complex student loans are. And I think that the average person and most financial planners don't understand how complex student loans are. So be very careful about who you seek advice from. And number two, you really need to understand there's a lot of different payment programs out there. And it's, you want to speak with someone and see, am I signed up for the right type of program for my situation? Also, you want to look at your goals. Are you trying to pay that loan off as quick as possible? Or are you just trying to get the lowest payment and never pay it off? What are you trying to do? Do you work in public sector or private sector? Do you work for a nonprofit or a government agency, right? What type of programs are available through your employer? There's so many different things to explore, but you definitely want to explore them because it could save you thousands and thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars. The other thing, if you're doing like a student loan forgiveness program, it's important to understand that some of those programs have major tax implications. So let's say, for example, that I'm doing one of these debt forgiveness programs on my student loans, and whatever's forgiven gets taxed at the end, right? So right now I'm making the least payment possible. And meanwhile, my loan balance is going up because I'm not paying all the interest on it, and I'm not even paying down the principal. And then somewhere down the line, 20 or 25 years from now, that debt gets forgiven. But I'm taxed on the amount that's forgiven. So let's say that $200,000 gets forgiven. That is going to count as income for that year. So I'm going to have to take that student loan forgiveness amount, add it on to how much income I've made this year, and then I'm going to owe income tax on that whole amount. So I better be planning ahead for that. I better be setting aside money to pay the taxes on that balance at that point. So these are all things you want to be thinking about with your student loans. That's all I have for this Money Talk Monday. And again, I'm Angela Moore. I'm a certified financial planner, and I'm the founder of Modern Money Education and Modern Money Advisor. See you next time.